Hey, welcome to the channel. If you like stories where humanity refuses to kneel, subscribe and stay with us. Let's begin. The galaxy mocked us. In the cold expanse where stars glared like judges, the Galactic Concordance branded humanity as vermin. Fragile primitives, their broadcast sneered, echoing across their crystalline spires and war-torn worlds. They didn't conquer Earth, they pitied it. Raided our cities, tore families apart, and drafted us into their endless war against the Voidborn, horrors born of cosmic decay. They forged us into soldiers for their empire, expecting us to break, but they miscalculated. We didn't just learn their war, we carved our own, and in the crucible of their scorn, humanity became something they'd fear. The drop pod shrieked through Xerion Prime's atmosphere, a jagged scar of a planet on the Concordance's edge, where they tested their recruits like rats in a maze. Captain Elias Thorne gripped the harness, his scarred face taut, old Earth wounds burning under his skin. His squad, a ragged coalition, clung to their seats, humans with haunted eyes, a Zarathian brute named Grak whose armored plates rattled with disdain, and Lyra, a Vexari diplomat with coiling tentacles and sharper ambitions. Recruits from lesser worlds, wide-eyed and trembling, filled the gaps, bound by force to this suicide run. The pod slammed into the ground, a bone-rattling crash that split the hull open. Obsidian spires loomed under a sky bleeding crimson, the air thick with sulfur and dread. Concordance overseers hovered in sleek cruisers, their voices invading neural implants. Humans, prove your worth. Survive the simulation, or die as the weaklings you are. Their laughter clawed at Elias's mind, alien and vast, a chorus of contempt. Grak spat, his voice rumbling like gravel. These soft skins will crack first. I've seen their kind beg. Lyra's eyes glinted, her tentacles twitching. Allies by necessity, not choice. Survival's another game. Elias stayed silent, scanning the fractured terrain. The simulation was a slaughter pen designed to cull. Voidborn, bioengineered nightmares of Shadow and Fang were the Empire's test, feeding on fear as much as flesh. The first wave hit like a tidal surge. Voidborn erupted from fissures, their forms liquid darkness, tendrils snapping like whips. A human recruit screamed as one engulfed her, flesh dissolving in a heartbeat. Panic fractured the squad. Grak roared, his plasma axe cleaving a beast in half, but more swarmed. Lyra's energy pistol hummed precise, but her whisper carried venom. Why bleed for these primitives? Elias moved like a specter, his battered rifle spitting controlled bursts. He hauled a wounded ally behind a spire, ignoring the acid burn of ichor on his arm. Form up, left flank, use the rocks. His voice wasn't loud, but it cut like steel. The squad rallied, not from orders, but survival's pull. Private, face smeared with his brother's blood, reloaded with trembling hands. They think we're done? Let's burn 'em. The overseers twisted the knife. Neural spikes flooded minds with horrors. Earth cities in flames, loved ones screaming. Elias saw his wife's face, eyes hollow, pleading. Pain clawed his chest, but he swallowed it, turning grief to fire. Push through, he growled, voice low. Humans took hits that should have killed, patching wounds with scavenged tech while allies faltered. Grak staggered, his armor split by a tendril. You bleed. Yet stand. Elias yanked him to cover, silent. The clash grew brutal. Voidborn adapted, their forms shifting to counterattacks. A recruit rigged a grenade from debris, hurling it into a swarm. Earth's ingenuity mocked as crude. The blast scattered shadows, but the cost was high. Bodies littered the ground, human and alien alike. Lyra's shots grew erratic, her communicator flickering. A secret signal? Grak noticed, his eyes narrowing. Betrayal already, Vexari? Elias caught the pattern in the chaos. A pulse in the Voidborn swarm, a hive-mind rhythm. He scavenged a concordance probe, jury-rigging an EMP with human grit. The turning point came in silence. He triggered it. A shockwave ripping through the horde. Shadows convulsed, collapsing. The overseer's laughter choked. Anomaly. Detected. Their voices wavered, uncertain. But the squad pressed deeper, spires closing in like teeth. Lyra's gaze darted to Elias. See, you're not like them. What keeps you fighting? He didn't answer. His eyes locked on the nexus ahead. A glowing core, the simulation's heart. Grak muttered, reckless apes, but followed. The coalition frayed. Allies distrusted human defiance, sensing something unnatural in their endurance. At the nexus, a void-born queen erupted, a colossus of writhing darkness, its maw a vortex of annihilation. The squad unloaded everything, plasma, bullets, desperation. It regenerated, laughing in their minds. Elias charged alone, planting charges at its base. The explosion shook the world, dust and ichor raining down. But as the smoke cleared, a tendril pierced his chest. He collapsed, blood pooling, vision fading. The overseer's voice boomed. Simulation complete, humans. Viable? Elias's fingers twitched, gripping his knife. The queen shuddered, not dead. And from the shadows something stirred, not simulated, but real. A cosmic horror, ancient and unbound, drawn by the carnage. Its presence warped the air, a whisper of dread older than stars. Grak dragged Elias back, eyes wide. Lyra froze, her communicator dead. That's no simulation. It's awake. Pain was Elias Thorne's shadow, a relentless companion forged in Earth's ruins. He awoke in the sterile medbay of the Concordance flagship, Orion's Fury. His chest stitched with alien nanites that buzzed like wasps under his skin. The wound from Zirion Prime throbbed, a reminder of survival's cost. Around him, the squad licked their wounds. Grak, the Zorathian, his cracked armor patched with crude welds. Lyra, the Vexari, her tentacles bandaged but her eyes sharp with schemes. The air crackled with distrust. Grak glared at Elias. Your recklessness nearly killed us. Lyra's smile was a blade. Yet we live, for now. Alliance's shift, Captain. The Concordance summoned them to the bridge. Holographic star charts flickering like dying embers. The Emperor's proxy, an Eldari lord draped in shimmering robes, towered over them. His voice dripping contempt. Primitives you endured. Curiosity. The galaxy's war was laid bare. Humanity as cannon fodder against the void-born incursion. Disposable shields for the Empire's gleaming core worlds. Your pain tolerance fascinates, the Eldari purred. But all tools break. Elias stared past him to the stars streaking by. Earth's ashes fueled his silence, rage honed to a razor's edge. Whispers spread among allies. Some like a wiry driftborn tech priest who joined covertly, saw humanity's stubbornness as hope. Others like Grak smelled threat. Lyra's communicator hummed with secret messages. Driftborn nomads, keepers of ancient tech, wary of the Empire's greed. Political fault lines deepened, coalition bonds fraying like rope under strain. A human private, barely 19, clutched a locket with his sister's photo, muttering, "They took everything. We'll take it back." Deployment hit like a hammer. Kalara, a jungle world choked with bioluminescent vines and void-born hives. The drop was a disaster. Pods scattered under anti-air barrages, crashing through glowing canopies. Elias hit the ground running, squad in tow, the air thick with spores that burned lungs. Void-born swarmed, their forms now laced with ancient machinery, pulsing with unnatural light. Grak bellowed, swinging his plasma axe. For the coalition. Lyra's shots were precise, but her communicator flickered again. A traitor's signal? The clash was merciless. Vines lashed like living whips, tearing flesh. Humans adapted, rigging traps from scavenged tech, Earth's crude ingenuity. A sergeant lost his arm to a tendril but wired it with explosives, hurling it into a void-born cluster. Chew on that. Blood mixed with glowing ichor. The jungle a crucible of screams and gunfire. Elias moved like a wraith, his rifle a steady pulse. eyes scanning for patterns in the chaos. Pain sharpened his mind, grief a fuel he'd mastered long ago. The Eldari watched from orbit, their arrogance fraying. They should flee. Why endure? One hissed via neural link. Elias found ruins buried in the jungle. Cyclopean structures, their walls etched with symbols that pulsed with cosmic weight. Touching one, vision seared his mind. Humanity's defiance through ages, from stone spears to starships, pain forging strength. The artifact hummed, amplifying endurance, turning suffering into power. He felt it, his wounds knitting faster, his mind clearer. Tensions boiled over. Grak rounded on Lyra, axe raised. You signal the Driftborn? Selling us out, she hissed back. The Empire uses us all. Humans are the chaos they can't predict. Elias stepped between them, knife to her throat, voice low. Choose now. Lyra relented, revealing the betrayal. The Concordance planned to sacrifice the squad, blaming Voidborn to hide their purge of anomalies. Her words cut deeper than steel. Trust was a luxury they couldn't afford. The turning point came quietly. Elias activated the artifact, a pulse rippling through the humans. Wounds closed, senses sharpened. Pain became their edge. They outlasted Voidborn waves that broke allies. Moving with eerie precision, Grak stared, his voice a rumble. You don't die, how? Elias didn't answer, his eyes on the horizon. The jungle trembled, ruins glowing brighter. Dread surged. The Eldari, sensing the shift, ordered orbital strikes. Eliminate the anomalies. Plasma rained, cratering the jungle, incinerating allies. Elias led a desperate sprint to a Driftborn outpost, ancient sentinels stirring. Biological horrors, neutral guardians of forbidden secrets, their eyes glowing with hunger. The squad breached the outpost's gates, Lyra whispering, The Empire fears what you've become. Elias activated a beacon, its signal cutting through the stars. Predators would learn. Prey that endures hunts back. In the outpost's depths, the artifact pulsed again. A voice, not human, not alien, echoed, cold as the void. Awaken. The ground split, revealing a truth that shattered reality itself. Everyone else saw weakness. Humanity saw a reason to fight harder.